Charles's closest friend of half a century unveils that the king has enlisted the services of a law professor named Dr. John to prevent Meghan and Harry from returning to Windsor permanently. But before we continue, help us by hitting that subscribe button for more updates. Reports suggesting that King Charles might have to allow Prince Harry to stay at Kensington Palace during his next UK visit have been dismissed by Buckingham Palace. According to a close friend of the couple, the King's decision to deny Harry last-minute accommodations has left Meghan and Harry, who reside in the US, with differing opinions regarding future visits to Harry's homeland, during his recent visit to the UK for the World Child Awards in London. The Duke of Sussex found himself without a place to stay, prompting him to book a hotel. This situation arose when Harry's request for lodging at one of the royal residences was made on short notice. When Harry inquired about staying at Windsor Castle, he was informed that his father was still at Balmoral. A friend of the Sussexes commented, "Not having a place to stay isn't ideal. There are friends and hotels, but I know they'd prefer to have a place." As reported by The Times, they further remarked, Meghan appears to have made up her mind that she doesn't want to visit more frequently, but Harry finds the idea of having a base in his home country appealing despite everything that's occurred. There is work to be done here with charities, and there will likely be future opportunities that will require him to spend more time here. Despite the King's refusal to provide Harry with accommodations, he was permitted to visit the final resting place of the late Queen on September 8. Shortly afterward, Harry was seen leaving the chapel, heading to Germany for the 2023 Invictus Games. This dispute has arisen amidst alleged tensions regarding the Duke of Sussex's role as a Councillor of State, a position that places him among 7 royal family members who could deputize for the king in his absence or illness. According to the law, Councillors of State, which includes Princess Anne and Prince Edward, must maintain a residence in Britain. However, as Harry currently resides in California, he effectively lacks a home in the UK after being asked to vacate Frogmore Cottage earlier this year. King Charles's longtime friend, Charles Wellesley, the 9th Duke of Wellington, disclosed that one of the King's first actions as monarch was to engage Dr. John Sorabji, an expert in constitutional law, as a deputy private secretary. Dr. Sorabji, with his background of advising individuals like the Lord Chief Justice, was appointed to provide legal counsel to the King on matters like councillors of state. The King expanded the pool of lifetime councillors by including Princess Anne and Prince Edward, reducing the likelihood of Harry and Andrew being called upon. The King's representative, acting on his behalf, confirmed His Majesty's stance. The royal household has confirmed that practical arrangements will be made for working members of the royal family to serve as councillors of state when needed. This approach was chosen as the most efficient and least complicated way to address the matter. The King has also taken steps to protect the royal family from potential attacks by Meghan and Harry, including issuing legal declarations to prevent Harry from obtaining free accommodation at the palace. In an effort to resolve the situation, sources have indicated that royal officials have explored the option of leasing a property on a royal estate for Harry and Meghan. Buckingham Palace has announced that, in the future, the prince will need to make accommodations 28 days in advance if he wishes to stay in a royal residence or visit King Charles while in the UK.